Hello, everyone. I'm making a podcast. This is the first episode. I know what you're thinking. Erik, why do you have a mustache? Well, look, don't worry about it. What's more important is, look what I found. I've got DJ.
Hey.
The last time you saw DJ, we were in the ring together. This is my opponent from the... Oh, Narfy. Also, my dog's here, and she's going to be crying. That's just sort of what she does, but she'll eventually give up and lay down. I taught her to give up.
Aw.
Narfy, give up. All right, good girl. So, hey, DJ, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, I'm happy to be here, man.
You're in town for a VidCon, right?
I am. Yes, I just took off my badge. I don't normally have this many things on my wrist.
Yeah, you look like you just got back from like a Christian summer camp.
Dude, every time you go into a new party, like they give you something else and like, don't take that off or you won't come back, can't come in the hotel.
At some point, this is why we need to have chips implanted in our bodies.
Dude, one of these is a chip. That's a chip.
You'd think there could just be like one bracelet and they load the information onto it.
Too many different brands, too many different companies showing up, having parties. And
what's your favorite brand that you've partied for so far?
Me and my buddy were making fun of this because there was a brand that was just giving away free clothing. I mean, there was like a line out the hotel for it, and we're like, we've never heard of this. We're not cool enough for this clothes. It was, yeah.
What kind of clothes was it? Did they look good?
I think I'm too old to judge. I don't know. It was like tie-dye.
I like tie-dye.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah. Tie-dye's pretty cool.
You caught me.
Yeah. Tie-dye coming back into style. We do sell tie-dye shirts on the neongrizzly.com store. Speaking of sponsors, maybe Neon Grizzly should go to VidCon.
Dude, rent out a space and just give out free stuff.
Yeah, we'll just have a bunch of shirtless old men. Like, literally take the shirts off the old man's back.
I will say, like, normally the VidCons I've gone to in the past, I at least recognized, like, a third of the people. Now it's mostly TikTokers, I think. Very young, very cool.
The only TikToker that I've met in real life was Haley from the Creator Clash.
Yeah, she was nice.
She
big
was
fan of
so
yours.
nice.
Big fan of
I
yours.
was shocked by that. Haley, if you're watching, you made my night, and that was the night of the fight. I mean, my night got made twice.
Okay.
The first time was by actually doing the fight.
Yes, that was fun.
And experiencing all of that, which we're going to get into.
Yes.
And then the second time was when I think she was the youngest person on the card too, right?
Yeah, she was like 18 or 19. It was crazy.
I would have never guessed in a million years that someone in that demographic watched any of my stuff. I've always considered myself like a total boomer.
Man, your content's good, brother. I love it too.
Oh, thank you very much. I was absolutely fishing for a compliment.
I was telling Erik that like when I got iDubbbz told me who I was fighting. I was like, oh, I've seen him kind of around, and I saw him on H3 a couple times, and like I was like, oh, let's check out his stuff, and I watched your video. I won't say the forbidden word. That
we could say cracker.
Oh, I thought it was the N word.
This is gonna be yeah.
But I watched that video and I was like, oh, I don't want to punch this guy. He's awesome.
I'm glad you did though.
Yeah,
punch me.
Oh, okay.
And I just thought it would be perfect to have you be the first guest on this podcast.
No, yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Here's something that we discussed briefly before this. DJ walked in, and he was like, "So what's the name of the podcast?" I was like, "I have no idea." This podcast is held together right now by nothing but hope. Like, I don't even know if these cameras are on.
Oh man, that would suck.
Like I
there's
know
a red dot on that one.
Yeah, there's a red dot on that one. These guys, it's anyone's guess what the hell's going on. There's no one else in the room with us even. I am the podcast engineer. I don't know if you could see it in this angle, but there's a fucking box right here that I'm supposed to be using to slide the things around.
Why don't you hit one of those buttons?
Oh yeah, what's this one do?
Well, it gets louder.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, they just keep laughing. There we go. Oh no, that's just music. That's good.
I wanted him to replace that button with like a golf clap, like a.
I think you know what? If we have time after this, we can record some new ones.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna get some use.
If anyone starts talking about crazy conspiracy theories, you can hit them with that other one.
I wonder how many other podcasts just never touch these, and
so many.
And like every now and then they're like, "What does this do?" Oh shit!
I do. Most of my favorite podcasts do use like a soundboard.
Yeah.
But it's like memes generated on the throughout the content.
That'll all come with time. I want this to be sort of like a touchstone moment in this podcast history.
Whatever this podcast is
Whatever
called.
this podcast ends up being called. I got no name for it, but I tweeted out, what should I name my podcast not too long ago? And we got some suggestions here. Oh, brother, another podcast, another quirked up white boy who thinks they're cool and hip by hosting a podcast that nobody is going to listen to. Give up. That's a really long name for a podcast. I don't think I'm going to go with that. A shortened version, oh, brother, another podcast. That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
I Googled that. There is a podcast called Another Podcast. All right, this is the next one. Soy Boy Investigations.
Getting to the bottom of things.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick.
Play that blue button right there.
Oh, yeah.
Soy Boy Investigations.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome to Soy Boy Investigations.
We're here to get to the bottom of things.
We're going to get to the bottom of it. This fucking queue doesn't last long enough. Today on Soy Boy Investigations.
The CIA is covering up UFOs.
Was it murder? Or was it just another clone?
Find out on Soy Boy Investigations.
Soy Boy Investigations. What happened to little John Benet Ramsey? I take on the most serious topics.
It's like old stuff.
Yeah.
Did Michael Jackson do it? Find out on Soy Boy
John Benet Ramsey. Dead or alive? We'll find out today on Soy Boy Investigations.
Is she Hillary Clinton?
Is John Benet Ramsey, or as you might know her, Hillary Clinton. Yeah, there's some, you know what? There's some juice there. I'm gonna sidebar that one. That one's going on the short list. All right, what's this next one? We got Detention with Erik podcast, the hour or so where the really bad comment or news whatever has to be sat down with as we listen in our cars in traffic, banging our heads against the steering wheel just to feel something. I don't know about the rest of that, but Detention.
You know, if it was like you had a more Eric Andre type personality where it was like punishment to be in the room with you.
Now's a good time to mention that there will be random attacks on my guests. What if
ready.
the wall, just like there's been a guy in the wall the entire time?
Like he's the seat and he like grabs me.
Yeah. It would be even funnier if he had died in there because I forgot about him.
Oh, dude, Shawn's so hot right now. He's like burning up.
Oh, shit. I forgot. I sewed a guy into the wall.
Detention with Erik.
Detention with Erik.
Yeah.
Hey, sit the fuck down. It's detention time. You little piece of shit.
You got like
that seems kind of mean-spirited.
It could be fun.
It could be fun. Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was. Don't get me wrong. I had fun saying that.
I enjoyed it.
Sit the fuck down. Okay. Detention time. That would be pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna back pocket that one too.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Man, I love it. Oh yeah, this one's pretty good. Beef on Weck.
What?
You've never heard of a podcast called that?
That's true.
Beef on
You can
Weck.
definitely trademark that.
I wonder if that's code for something. Like, am I going to get banned? Beef on Weck. No, that's not triggering anything in my head.
I'm too dyslexic to read that backwards. That's on you, baby.
Q no Phoebe. That's actually better than Beef on Weck. Hello, welcome to Beef on Weck. Today, who killed John Benet Ramsey? Was it the family dog? Maybe. Find out today.
Wrong button. Fuck.
All right, what's next? Podcast etiquette with Erik and friends or some shit like that, and call your locale, I think is what they mean by that. The teacher's lounge.
I like the teacher's lounge.
Yeah, the teacher's lounge is nice. Maybe that'll be like I'll just start like a GoFundMe or something and be like, you join the teacher's lounge.
That could be the podcast space.
I just want money. I just want to make money.
That's good.
Everybody's got a podcast. Why can't I make money too? I would like to make money off this.
I think I saw you write that on your Twitch. Like, I'm here for the money.
Oh, yeah. That's my bio on Twitch.
Yeah, it's good.
It's the only thing that I've written down anywhere on there.
I like that you're honest about
only
it.
here for the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would I be on Twitch if not to get paid?
You just stay on YouTube if you just wanted to do creative stuff.
Yeah. Let me go on Twitch and put it all on the line.
Yeah.
Say cracker one time. It's all over.
YouTube's cool with it, though.
YouTube is much more cool with it, but
Nice.
I think they have their limits too. Like if I turn into this camera and I'm like, I wish all. It's It's not worth having to cut it out.
Yeah, it's like a lot. I'm gonna say the N-word, but it's okay.
That's the name of the podcast.
But that's okay in parentheses.
That's okay. In parentheses.
Just thumbs up. I gave him the pass. You let me beat him up.
Hello, welcome to I'm going to say the N-word, but that's okay.
I'm your host, Erik.
Today it's DJ Welch again. He's the only person who's been agreeing to do this podcast for the last 4 months. Basically a co-host at this point. What else we got? We got, what should I call my podcast? There. Oh.
What should I call my podcast?
Because that was my original tweet, as you can see above. What should I call my podcast? What if it's just called, what should I call my podcast?
It's kind of clever.
Yeah, every episode could be about finding it.
What if you have like the guests every time go and you look at that camera and say what my podcast name should be?
Well, this is episode 46.
Yeah.
Hey, what should I call my podcast?
And it'd be funny if it's like mean every time too.
Oh yeah,
like your guest kind of goes like
about fat man in an orange chair.
Yeah, aging fat white guy with a mustache. That's the podcast.
I forgot I have a mustache.
I had to remind you. I knew that you forgot.
The thing about having a mustache after having a beard for so long is that you're just, it's kind of a joy to look in the mirror and go, oh, right. I have a mustache. That's funny. That's on the short list right there. What should I call my podcast? And it's great because I'm technically not stealing the idea from a student. I mean, that was my original question was, what should I call my podcast? I can just act like I knew it was going to be that the whole time. We'll see. Maybe there's a better one. Top hats and fine chaps. It's more of a name of like a Broadway musical. Call it, what should I call my podcast?
But all caps, you can still change it.
What do you know? I think, you know what? I think we got it. I think we got something here.
Thanks, standard nerd.
Eric's new excuse to day drink. Well, that's just what it'll be, but that doesn't have to be what it's called. Extra credit. I like that people are trying to keep within the theme of lessons and stuff.
I think extra credit is like a segment.
Yeah.
Like maybe something you put on Patreon.
Because extra credit's also something that's optional, and I want this to feel mandatory.
This is mandatory. The cool stuff you put on Patreon is extra credit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Eric's little pothole sounds cute.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't have a. I don't feel it.
We don't have to be nice about this one.
Yeah,
I think it sucks.
I think
this is the worst, the worst one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I only added it in here so that
I could be mean,
so that we
just
could be
rip
mean
on someone.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
Do better names.
Yeah, do better names, bitch.
Yeah,
nice work.
It's not even how you spell Erik.
Went for extra credit.
Yeah,
and I'm still deducting points.
It's a big hole, by the way. Let's go to the next.
Yeah,
one.
It's big.
It's nice.
It's big.
It's a big quality hole.
It gets bigger by the day. So you can go fuck yourself. Erik, we both know there is no podcast and there never will be.
Oh.
Well, that's news to me.
It's real long.
Oh, that is a bad suggestion as well. First of all, why would I be addressing myself?
That makes you sound crazy when you say your own podcast name.
All right, welcome to Erik. We both know there is no podcast and there never will be. Actually, you know what? That's starting to grow on me a little bit.
Hit the sci-fi button.
Today on Erik, we both know. Today on Erik, we both know there is no podcast and never will be. My guest is JFK Jr.
He's back.
Back from the dead.
With Donald Trump to lead us
It's
to
just
freedom.
a wet skeleton.
How did JFK Jr. die?
His plane went down.
Oh, that's convenient.
Oh, here's a good one. You should call it, what should I call my podcast? I forgot how many of these I left in there, but I'm starting to think that this is a pretty good idea.
It's pretty good.
There are enough podcasts. Also a really good name.
I do like that.
I know that they meant that as a statement, but it's a pretty good name for a podcast.
Yeah.
Goblin Urethra.
Little tiny goblins.
Goblin Urethra, the podcast.
No one else has that name.
No, absolutely not.
It's like a D&D sex podcast.
Hello, welcome to Goblin Urethra. I'm Sklorborg. I think that was the last suggestion. Okay. Hello, welcome to What Should I Name My Podcast? That just sounds funny.
It's good. It's really good.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to use that.
I'm going to be on What Should I Call My Podcast tomorrow. I'm trying to think of how fun it is to say to my audience.
WSIC. No, that doesn't. That acronym goes nowhere.
Say it again. The
WSICMP. Wiskimp.
Yeah, what should I call my podcast?
What should I call my podcast?
It's funner for you.
What should I call my podcast? Huh?
I don't know, man. Is it new?
You don't have a name yet?
No.
What should I call my podcast?
It's a who's on first type deal.
Call it Erik or something. Call it Erik's podcast.
No.
No.
Yeah.
What should I call my podcast?
You keep leaving it.
That's
there.
a great way to get someone to do it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, start off with a light
pester
argument.
them, immediately confuse them.
Make them angry at you. That makes them want to.
Podcasts are fun, though.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite part about podcasts is?
What?
I didn't have to write anything for this. All those screenshots was the extent of, I mean, I guess also setting up all these microphones and
You did a lot.
Purchasing the
Renting a studio space.
insane amount of equipment and all the money it costs to soundproof this room. That took a lot of time.
This curse painting.
This curse painting that's been moving the entire time, just slowly, inch by inch.
Took
But you're an animator, so it's perfect.
I'm used to that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's why we have our Animators versus Games channel.
Yeah.
Like, no joke. Because, like, I have my art on Instagram, but, like, why we started the gaming channel was because, like, my partner, he animates for, like, a month or two, and he puts out content. It's only, like, less than 10 minutes worth of stuff
That's
to
Alan?
watch. Yeah. Alan Becker. And then I would spend, like, 8 hours, 10 hours on an illustration, and people look at that for, like, 20 seconds, and they go, cool. And then they move on.
I heard, well, first of all, sorry I didn't, this is the first mention of your channel. My apologies.
But yeah, like we like in terms of like how long it takes for us to make content to how long our audience can enjoy it was so short. So when we started our gaming channel, it's like 20 minutes of gaming and an hour of gaming equals an hour of enjoyment after you cut it up. But like it's like a 1-to-1 ratio that I like a lot more.
I remember it wasn't too long ago, a lot of animators on YouTube were concerned about YouTube's like monetization policies.
Most of them moved away from it.
As makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can't. Animation's slow, expensive. You need a lot of people helping you, and if you're getting less or equal views to someone like Logan Paul or someone putting out a vlog, there's no sustainable way that you can do that.
It takes you a ton of time to put together, and maybe 1 minute or less sometimes.
Yeah, if you're doing it by yourself, like a minute worth of finished animation and color and everything can take you like 6 months.
Jesus Christ. And then YouTube won't let you put ads on it because it's too short. That's wild.
That's why my buddy Alan Becker, I'm so proud of. He was been animating before YouTube even was YouTube. Like a lot of us started on Newgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
But he did you ever watch Animators versus Animation with the stick figures fighting the UI?
Yeah.
It was like one of the first viral videos. Back in the day, and he when I met him like 4 or 5 years ago, he'd been animating the whole time. Like I went into the industry and started working on all these shows and stuff like Bench Time, Fire Breather, the Star Wars stuff, but he kept powering through the non-monetizational. Like I got popular online. I'm like, there's no money in this. So I shifted gears. He kept going the whole time.
Yeah.
Like through the 5 years of not making money, spending a year on one animation. Like now he's killing it. His channel's like at 19 million subs. But
did he do it, you think, because he knew that there was going to be gold at the end of the rainbow on that one? Or
I think with like a lot of artists in general, it's like you're compelled to kind of like do it.
You just
regardless.
have to.
You have to.
Right.
Like, I mean, it definitely worked out for him in the long run, but like you're doing it anyway, regardless. Like you just compelled to animate.
I wish I had that kind of, like, if what I do stopped being lucrative, or even dropped slightly, say fuck it, fuck this.
Yeah,
I'm making a podcast.
Yeah.
What should I call my podcast? What the fuck should I call it? Speaking of your production history, we both have some production history, so we don't have to like. I'm not going to do the thing where I'm like, oh, so what was it like working on?
Yeah.
But you were your specific title that I saw. I looked you up on IMDb. Your specific title, and I did have a question about this. Was you were the concept designer, senior concept designer?
Yeah.
The difference between that and a concept artist. I imagine there is a difference there. Like a lot of people know what a concept artist is.
I was a concept artist.
Oh, concept artist.
Oh, I was a designer in tech. That was like, I think, my title.
Oh, okay.
Like that's different.
IMDb fucked me on this.
Yeah. So I'm a concept artist. So yeah, I design characters, backgrounds, vehicles, stuff like I'll get a character. Like I designed a Rook, one of the Star Wars characters, like a bounty hunter. But like you just get like a little prompt on character. You get the script, and you see what the character does. If he has like a
How
staff.
specific are the scripts? Are the scripts like?
The scripts are like your scripts.
Yeah.
But like, you know, they go a little more in depth, and then a little more in depth on the design of the character and what they need the character to do. We sit there and draw out 10, 20 of them and show them the roughs, and if they like it, then you clean it up a little more and you get it all the way close to finished so that the showrunner and director can kind of look at it and go, I like this one.
Yeah.
Or we don't like any of them. Have fun. Have fun doing that over
Oh,
again.
that's great. Yeah. I love that option.
It sucks. If you work with someone like really bad, like they'll tell you like, I don't know, I'll know it when I see it. And they give you like no real feedback.
Oh.
That's probably the worst feedback you can give an artist.
Yeah, that's someone who I think that's like worse than phoning it in.
It's a little really inside baseball, but you can kind of get like in like this like redo like this thing where you keep turning in designs, and it's like it was like my one of my first designs I had to do at Lucas, and it was just like everyone else gets to like move on to other characters and stuff, and I'm stuck on this one character for like 2 weeks.
How prominent was the character when it ended up airing?
It very prominent.
Oh,
It's a pretty big character for a show.
Well, then that's sick.
Yeah, but
the fruits of your labor, people don't realize the blood and sweat that went into.
Yeah,
because that's when I'm guessing when the concept is approved, it's like they stick to it. Do they?
Yeah.
they
For the
fuss
most
with it
part,
much after?
Like I would say like only like really high executives or like in gaming, like people will drive by Art Direct. So like if like this head of a studio or something like that walks and goes, we should change that design now that it's modeled. And you're like, bro, you could have changed it at the rough and the concept phase, but now that it's like 3D rigged, textured, and like, this is not the time to change the design, which happens too.
Oh, the amount of animation I knew nothing about.
Yeah.
So I hope I'm not.
No, it's okay. You're
asking
fine.
like two
You're fine.
like, fucking kindergarten questions.
No,
or
you're
anything.
good, dude.
But yeah, I don't know anything about it. Like it scares me, animation. The amount of time and effort that goes into it, I would just, because some people, I pitched a show a while back, and it was kind of like fantastical. I shot a pilot for it. We used puppets.
Nice.
We built puppets for it. We built all these things.
Stop motion or?
No, there was no stop motion, but it was in that same world where like stop motion wouldn't have been crazy to use for some random bits. And at one point while we were pitching it, this note kept coming at us from the networks, and they were like, could this be a cartoon? I remember being like, oh yeah, cartoon, that would be cheaper. And then like looked into it. No, it would not be cheaper. It would take way longer. It would be more annoying. I think maybe with the benefit is you can cast like famous people in it, and it's just an afternoon of their time.
You can still do that with puppets though.
You could still do it with puppets. That's true.
But yeah, animation is real expensive, real slow, real expensive. But somehow cheaper than live action. Like live action, like when you get those big budget shows, like you don't have to pay the actor.
Yeah,
and the
one day of
agents
shooting
and
even a very cheap TV show.
Yeah.
The amount of boots on the ground for every fucking thing that you could possibly imagine.
It gets easier with animation because like $1 million an episode can get you anything within that scope. Like as long as the artists are good enough, they could draw a castle, they could draw a desert, they could draw anything. Whereas like if a live action show needs to be at a castle, they either have to build that castle or they have to find a castle that they can, dress up a little bit.
Well, we're getting close. I mean,
That's true.
When you were there, did you ever get to see that screen that they use for like the Boba Fett shit?
Yeah.
That thing's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to play with that?
No.
Oh.
But yeah, you can we are getting closer with everything. I mean, AI is getting crazy, dude.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
The AI shit scares me.
Yeah, it's both. It's both.
I'm ready to be the old man yelling at a cloud about that one.
Yeah.
Like I am against AI.
Yeah.
And too late.
It's already happening.
All the good that's going to do being against it. People just assumed it was going to happen and accepted it before it even happened, and now it's happening.
Like, have you been playing around with any of the AI visual stuff?
It's so cool.
It's so good.
It's so fucking cool.
It's so good. Like I think Ross just did today. He just like typed in like anime background by a lake. Like it generated beautiful painted backgrounds that look like they're from an anime. And he's like, I might just use this for my backgrounds for like a thing I'm developing.
Wait until the AI gets smart enough to sue you for using it.
I don't remember who tweeted this, but someone was like, we're going to have to make AI content for AI eventually.
I think that might have been me.
Yeah, you did that.
I tweeted that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good tweet.
At what point does the AI expect entertainment from us? The AI is going.
It's a genuine question.
If it gets sentient, that means it's like you or me, and it's going to be like, well, I'm working my ass off over here.
If it operates under that, like, yeah, I mean, we can get into a long AI chat. Like, it might only derive pleasure from accomplishment.
Yeah, it gets treats.
Yeah, electricity.
I imagine the AI is like my dog on a really nice day, staring out the window, like, wish I could be out there.
Killing humans,
wearing their skin.
Bathing in their blood.
Running around. So your production days, I mean, I would say behind you, but at the same time,
yeah, plenty of stuff that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Like pitching shows, working on stuff, got a webtoon coming out.
In terms of your IMDb page, your thing that we're going to find you right now on is Animators versus Games on YouTube.
Yep, that's my most regular content that I kind of push out twice a week.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I was actually, I had it on the whole time I was setting up in here.
Oh, really?
Hey, you guys have fun.
Yeah, that's
like fun.
Dude, like when we were pitching it, I'm glad. It's crazy to me that someone as talented as you likes it, but like when I was pitching before even the pandemic, I was just like, I just want it to be like two friends chilling for people who maybe don't have like some people I know like having people around, but they don't have like that kind of family dynamic or friends like over all the time. And I just wanted to be like two friends in the background when you're in your room chilling, having fun.
Yeah, I think that's because I wasn't like sitting and watching it intently. I was in here setting stuff up.
Yeah,
and like I'd pop in and like just like I'd zone in, and then like at the same time you guys' conversation is happening in the background, like setting up a tripod, putting the camera down. If that was me like doing homework or cleaning my room,
exactly.
That's
kind of, we're
gotta
not
be a huge audience
and that's
on the internet.
Yeah.
That's what podcasts are for, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Is anybody like working out listening to this? By the way, you look great.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep it up.
Do one more rep at the end of that rep. You
do
can
one more.
Push it out.
And try to learn boxing because you're going to need it when the AI takes over. And find me on Twitter at Etiquette because I want to know, what should I call my podcast? I'm just going to keep saying it because I'm trying it out. It feels better every time I do it.
It's getting more, it's rolling off the tongue better every time you do it.
It's rolling right off my fucking tongue.
Yeah.
I guess like I can give the quick version of what it was like. So I don't think we've actually gone through like the actual road to our fight yet.
Yeah, we could do that.
So I was supposed to fight someone else. It was Chad from Cold Ones. I'm pretty sure I can say that.
Yeah,
because Chad has talked about it, and I think that would have been a very fun fight. Unfortunately, Chad had to back out. He got hurt.
And I gotta say, like, it happens very often with heavyweights, guys. Yeah. Like the issue with heavyweights is we're big boys. It doesn't take much to, one, give us a concussion, and two, to step wrong and tear something.
I think they probably have talked about how many heavyweights they've gone through, but it was a good number.
Yeah.
Good number of heavyweights got hurt.
Yeah. Like, I think Aaron was added later, and I was added later because just the amount of heavyweights that hurt themselves.
Before I was like up there seeing them more often because I ended up with Ian's trainer near the end of it.
Mike?
Yeah,
Michael?
Mike.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike.
They were constantly, like, anytime we talked and caught up, they were like, how are you? Is your neck okay? Is your spine okay?
My coach was very particular on who I sparred. Like, there was sometimes, like, one of the professionals I was going to be sparring was busy, and, like, there was another guy just like, I'll move around with you. And my coach was like, nah. Because, like, he only wanted me fighting, like, people who were going to push me but not hurt me.
How hard did you spar? Like, would you say it was over 20%?
I never hit over 20. I hit you the hardest I hit anyone that I sparred with, because the rule is in boxing, at least for the pros, is like they hit you as hard as you hit them.
Yeah.
And if I hit them hard, which I can hit pretty hard.
That's true, by the way.
I can't hit hard a lot of times technically.
Yeah.
So like if I hit them hard, they can hit me that hard the rest of the 5 rounds, and I didn't want to get hurt.
It's like setting a difficulty meter.
Yes.
In a video game.
Yeah.
You know, if you're having a day where you're like, you know what? I just want to get my ass kicked.
Yeah.
Then you hit your sparring partner
Never did
hard.
that. Never did that.
I did it accidentally.
Oh, I never did. I was always pulling my punches. My goal was just to touch them. Like if I can hit them, that means I could hit you, was the thought.
That's almost like fencing.
Yeah.
Like when you're doing like boop, that counts.
Yeah, exactly.
I was told that. I was like, don't hit too hard. because they'll match you if you do. And I accidentally did it where we were sparring, and it was this guy who I had never sparred with before, who was just there for the day, and it was the first time meeting him.
Yeah.
And I was already kind of like
Feeling
I
yourself?
had sparred a couple times before that, and this guy stepped in, and I immediately like did this thing where like I'm like boom boom like walking with every punch, and I hit him in the nose every single time.
Oh, no.
And then he like I saw him like shake it off, and he's like, ugh.
Oh, we're going that. That's what we're doing.
And then he like looked me in the eyes, and he was like a different person.
No.
And then he just unleashed a flurry of blows upon my chin and head that had me like, oh, fuck, I'm sorry.
I will say that that's one of my favorite things about like combat sports, specifically single one-on-one combat sports, is just the act of getting good at that sport. You're humbled regularly. Like whether or not it's like jiu-jitsu or boxing or really any of those combat sports, you can't ever just go in there and be like, I'm the shit, I'm big, I'm strong, I'm whatever, because the person you're versing is technically better than you, and they could beat you whenever they feel like.
Yeah, and then at the end, it's all hugs.
Yeah.
Everybody's hugging it
Very
out.
friendly. Yeah.
It was like making a new friend every time we punched each other.
We're Gen 1 clashers, baby.
Yeah, that's true.
I love that.
I am proud of that.
Yeah.
I'm very proud
no
of
one
that.
can take that away from us.
I guess back to how we got on the same card.
Yeah.
There was a point where Chad was injured. I didn't have an opponent. Also, my trainer at the time had to move to Texas. And so I was left, I think there was like a good 2 weeks where I was just like, I'm not in the fight. So I went back to eating cheesesteaks.
Oh, no. So you didn't continuously go the whole time. You were in and out of motivation.
I still sparred, but I was sparring because I was like, it's kind of fun.
It is. Yeah, I was doing 2-3 times a week.
When was the last time you had sparred before that?
Before
like Ian and Anissa.
Like when I was at least 10 years.
Oh my God.
And I never boxed.
Yeah.
People were saying like I had MMA experience.
Right.
Like,
I wanted to get into that because I kept hearing people saying that.
Yeah.
That, oh, he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah,
and I had
like
to
he's
keep
in
correcting
UFC, and it's
people.
like, no, guys.
Like what are you making excuses for me?
No, don't make me better. I could get into that. Like, I used to do in MMA, I did wrestling in high school and jiu-jitsu in middle school. I did kickboxing sometimes in high school.
Yeah.
That's where my MMA experience ends.
I think maybe you see that on like a fact sheet as like an announcer or somebody. But in terms of like somebody saying that the fight wasn't fair or that it was uneven in some way, I think that's bullshit.
I mean, I do work out a lot, but the type of working out I do, which is right now heavy lifting, it's not like athletics, doesn't really help you too much in boxing.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes me gas quicker. As soon as IDub said maybe, because I wasn't like confirmed, I started running. That day, I literally just started running. I tried to do 2 to 4 miles a day. After I got confirmed, then I called the coach up and I immediately started training.
And that was 5 weeks of training.
Yeah, intense. I was going twice a day, ice baths.
Ice baths,
dude. I was afraid of you. Well, I didn't know. I was afraid.
You knew I had been training for longer.
Yes.
And you needed to fill the gap.
Yeah, I needed to specifically get better technically and get better stamina. Or else, like, literally, if we would have fought the day I found out, first round, halfway through the round, I would have gassed.
I'm actually shocked that neither of us got to the point where we were...
Dude, we were heavyweights and we were still moving the whole time.
We were still moving.
Yeah.
A lot of that was adrenaline.
Yeah. Well, I mean, normally the adrenaline spike end after the first round. So we were still moving after that. We were good.
Well, let's jump back. So Ian and Anissa are like, we got this guy. He'll fight you. His name's DJ. I didn't like ask for any other details. I was like, oh, he's down. I'm down. Let's do it.
Wow, dude.
Let's do it, baby.
I love it.
So once that got confirmed, I was right back into it. It was tough to find a coach though. I went around to so many gyms, and the last thing that some random never met this guy before trainer wants to hear is YouTuber boxing match. They don't want to hear that, especially when they see me.
Yeah.
They're like, oh God, you're going to die. And I get to watch it from your corner. I don't think so. Oh, and it's in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Well, I don't even, like, even from my own standpoint, like, I hear YouTube boxing and I go, oh, I'm not going to watch that.
They created another avenue for people to think about YouTuber boxing in, where it could be fun.
Yeah.
Could be friendly. I'm
Yeah.
sitting here with my opponent who gave me a mild concussion no more than a month ago.
And I actively didn't want to do that.
And I made great friends with him before the fight.
Yes,
we were
we did.
talking on Discord.
Yes. We talk pretty regularly.
And I think we both walked away from that first chat we had and we were like, oh, shit, he's cool.
Oh, that
He's a cool guy.
I literally walked over to my partner and I was like, oh, I don't want to hit Erik. She's like, you have to.
This is perfect, though.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better matchup for, I mean, I can speak for myself only, but like, I wouldn't want to fight someone who was going to shit talk me and try to embarrass me.
Yeah.
Because I think that would have actually damaged my psyche.
It was funny because like there's a couple videos that you put out as the fight was coming, and I'm like, oh God, I'm so glad that Erik didn't want to shit talk. He would wreck me so hard.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
I would have hit you so much harder then.
Yeah, it's that thing we were talking about when you're sparring.
Up to it.
Yeah.
Leading
That's
up
me
to
setting
it.
the difficulty meter just a little bit higher every time.
Yeah. Like it was great. You didn't embarrass me all the way up until the fight, and I didn't embarrass you the night of the fight.
Yeah, exactly.
We did it.
It's a perfect transaction as far as I'm concerned.
I enjoyed every bit of it, man.
Everybody and their opponent was getting along, and we weren't really allowed to have fun. Everybody was just like the most miserable because there's people cutting weight.
Yes.
Which I mean, I hope I didn't piss anyone off. I didn't realize just how annoying it would be to be cutting weight. And then you see me, and I'm like, oh, I lost 4 pounds this week.
Yeah.
It's like, shut up, Erik. Shut the fuck up, you fat heavyweight bitch.
There's a lot of benefits to being a heavyweight, but you also get the possibility of having that Harley Aaron type situation where you have a 60-pound weight difference. Because it's like it becomes like the deep sea after the 200-pound mark. Yeah,
I don't envy anyone who has to cut weight for a fight. It is I mean, it's hard to put into words what I witnessed, and I learned near the end just to shut the fuck up when I was around those guys.
And that's a nice thing to do for them because like just I will say that wrestling back in high school that you have to weight cut. At least I did. And
that's
you have to wear
a
like
fucking crazy thing to do to kids.
It is.
That has to have like developmental consequences.
It does. Probably.
Like your brain needs. You're a teenager. Your brain needs
because you're only cutting water weight. You're not cutting fat.
Yeah.
If you're cutting weight the day of, you're not cutting fat. You're cutting water. You're in a sauna. You're in trash bags. You're like working out and just trying to sweat out all the extra weight. And it's hell, man.
Well, high school kids have got a lot more to worry about these days.
Yeah. Bang bang.
Zing.
Anyway.
So everybody's miserable.
Yeah.
I came in. I ended up losing from February, from when I started to the weigh-in. I was 20 pounds lighter. And I still had a gut. So, like, I still got the dad energy.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't lose my persona. I didn't get hot.
There is an argument, though, for, like, heavyweight fighters having a little extra on you.
Oh, it definitely helps.
It actually helps. In MMA, like, a lot of dudes known for, like, crazy stamina have a little extra softness around them. They're not like completely ripped out of their mind.
I can see that because that just means you're eating carbs. You know, at least that's what it is in my case.
You might be right.
And carbs are energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever punch me in the gut?
I did a couple times
because I didn't feel it. It never registered. It was all these ones that got me. What a fun time.
Such a friendly, good, kind, Christian fun.
Loved it. Very safe, very secure.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people questioning this fight going into it. A lot of people thought it was going to be silly. Or
us or just the whole thing?
No, none of us. I think we all knew that it was going to be sick.
We all knew how hard everyone was working.
Yeah, we saw under the hood.
Yeah.
We knew what this thing was rocking.
Yeah.
We knew what kind of engine was on this beast. And also just the way Ian and Anissa were like handling everything and the fact that they had real good touring.
Yeah, I mean like there's certain things like we didn't have 100% a date on the fight. There's like some little things, but it all worked out.
As far as it being the first time they've ever done this, knocked it out of the fucking park.
Everything worked out great.
Great.
It was like Anissa was like so stoked. She's like, no one got hurt.
Yeah.
Everyone, like, no one got COVID right before the fights.
It was all positive vibes. And that was sort of a question mark for me. Like, will this be, how serious is this going to be? Will it be the kind of thing that I regret doing?
Interesting.
If I get my ass kicked, am I going to feel like a bum? And the answer was no. I actually It's the coolest thing I've ever done. One of the coolest things I've ever been a part of. And it's something that, if I was 7 years younger,
Yeah.
there would be no question that I'd be doing this for a long time. It's stepping back into the ring and trying again.
That's the thing is, like, we're both a little older. I'm 34.
Normally, people in their mid to late 30s don't tend to start boxing.
Yeah.
But hey,
We did.
Harrison Ford was 32 years old when he got hired as an actor. He was a carpenter before that.
J.K. Rowling didn't write Harry Potter until she got
Look
divorced.
how far she's come.
Yeah, she's great now.
By the way, did you guys know J.K. Rowling actually comes when you call her out? She has a fetish. Yeah,
that's why she posts all that crazy shit.
She's not really TERF.
Yeah,
she's got like pride flags everywhere. It's just that she comes
it's what she needs
when you shame her online. So if you guys stop doing that, she'll stop too.
You're denying her.
Yeah,
her pleasures.
So I guess the message I'm trying to say is stop shaming J.K. Rowling.
You're defending her?
Yeah.
We'll keep helping her come,
Creator
guys.
Clash too.
Yeah.
Shall we watch the fight?
I think that's what we got to do.
We got to watch the fight.
Like DJ Welch, 12,000 followers. Come on, guys.
You know what? I really like the pictures they used of us.
We look kind of like deer in the headlights.
Should we just skip straight to the fight?
Well, we could talk about like how we were feeling walking out. Like what I want to.
Oh yeah. We got to do the walkouts.
What were you thinking? I laughed when I saw this because I didn't see this until after.
Yeah.
I liked your hand movements. They're really graceful.
Yeah. Just hiding it a little bit.
That right there. I'm like,
you can't see it. Oh.
And then you like do the both at the same time. What was that, dude? Did you practice that before?
No, I went with the flow.
That was beautiful.
I just did what I felt was right.
I'm glad I didn't see that. I'd have been worried.
Problem is, I got gassed.
From doing that?
That gassed me.
Really?
No, not really. Although it did kind of suck. So obviously every fighter does this before the fight. I have to imagine. They get up, they hit the pads a little bit just to warm up.
Yeah.
I went a little overboard.
Oh, okay.
This is not me making an excuse.
No, yeah.
But right when I was like doing the last one, I was like, you know what? I probably could have like held back a little bit. I was so sweaty.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. No, this is good. This is how it's got to be. And then like I was like, oh fuck, like deer in headlights after that. But I quickly went into character. I think that was when I was going into character. I was like, the only way I'm going to handle this without losing my mind and getting really nervous is if I'm just some character. I don't even know who that is. It's the fighting soy boy. Just like
soyed up,
an honorable gentleman.
Yes,
who's just here to have a good fight,
good clean fun,
good make everybody laugh and everybody have a good time.
I think you did.
I fucking hope so. Oh shit,
was that your trainer?
Yeah. That's Garrett. He was my first trainer.
I didn't have a thing before. My editor made like a little thing for me.
They didn't play it.
No, I'm saying like I don't think they made one for me before the fights.
Oh.
But when we put the fight on my channel, my editor made one.
Oh, cool.
Oh man, I hate that my belly button's showing.
You might fight him.
Yeah, can you get that for me? Yeah, just.
The big boy.
I almost did.
Yeah.
I think you get that.
He was one of the names that was thrown out when we were trying to figure out how to.
Oh shit.
Luckily you didn't because he hurt his thumb. He would have been out.
Yeah, he would have been out
right before your fight.
He heard it on one of those punching bag.
I never used
games.
those.
And also, I don't believe in destroying opponents. I mean, I'm out there to have fun.
I love this so much about our fight that we're just like being as nice as possible.
I like he told me he's like I'm just gonna say that you're gonna kill him and all sorts of crazy shit, and I'm like, okay, cool. And
Yeah.
then,
He gave me the same briefing too.
Yeah, it's great. It's like he almost knew our stick before.
He did.
Yeah.
No, S-Fan's great at. I just like the first time I met him was when that gym stream. But even then, I was like, this guy's like really good at picking out how to get someone to play off of them.
Yeah.
Or play off of him.
He's quick on his feet, real quick.
He's quick, but like beyond that,
he's good at
able
setting
to
up.
make everyone seem quick. Like he knows what response he's gonna get. It was very helpful having him be the guy interviewing me because he was down to play with every single bit.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, great, yeah, I know how to do that." He like leaned right into each one. Like I pitched that belly button thing.
Yeah,
where like I was actually trying to get my shorts up.
Yeah,
for real. And he was like, "I'll help you with that when the camera rolls." And I was like, "Oh, that's fucking perfect."
Yeah.
No, but you're gonna go out there and you're gonna really give him the business, right?
The business, as in like a cordial and respectful bout? Yes. Absolutely.
That's awesome, man. Look, go out there, have a great fight.
You got it, man. Thanks for fixing my belly button. All right, here we go. Come on, Jack.
Jack's just staying by.
So, yeah, it sucks our hoods were down and you couldn't see your design or mine.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't really thought of that.
Yeah, like a lot of people were talking, like they don't understand that the helmets don't really help you defensively. They really only help mostly you not get cuts or your nose broken.
Yeah. Both of which I'm glad
Me too.
didn't happen.
But like in terms of like getting concussed or knocked out, actually arguments are made that it actually is worse. That's why they don't wear them in the Olympics anymore.
Yeah.
Because the pivot point's further away from your neck and you can actually get your neck cranked a little harder.
Like, yeah, I can't imagine. There's nothing that you could probably put on your head that's going to keep your brain from colliding
Because you're
your
not
skull.
stopping your brain from moving.
Yeah, and that's the biggest, scariest thing about getting hit is your brain getting damaged.
It's all sloshed around.
Yeah, like my nose can break, whatever.
It'll heal.
That will heal. My brain,
Yeah.
I don't want to lose like memories and stuff.
Oh, there goes my father's name.
Yeah. Oh, there goes the best dinner I've ever had.
Oh, don't
That
remember
would be
the
mine.
Creator
That
Clash.
was more important than names and families and shit. Oh, just that fucking scallop risotto I had in New Orleans. There it goes.
Hot dog
Bye-bye.
was so good.
Oh, I still can taste it on my tongue. Playing the excellent Fighting Soy Boy theme song by Hot Dad.
Bro, that gets stuck in my head.
Me
I'm
too.
not joking.
It's only like a minute and a half long, and it's been playing in my head since it came out.
Erik from Internet.
Doing a little dance.
Etiquette.
He's doing it old school right now. The boner jams are playing. He's feeling nice, very bubbly, but I mean, all that changes with one punch, really.
Absolutely right.
All of it changes with one punch.
He's
In
right.
my case, changed with about 3 or 4.
Yeah, I want to see what you told me. Like, there's this funny part when we're in the ring. We actually talk.
Yeah,
but we'll wait until-
I really hope I can locate that
I
because they
think it's in the second round.
they told me that the mics were on, and I heard myself go "ugh" in one of the playbacks.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, where's my bit where I say a thing to him? Like, like if I'm gonna say that, I want to be able to hear it later.
We both laughed.
I want to make sure everyone, regardless who steps in that ring at the end of the night.
Oh yeah, they're talking about the headgear there.
Yeah.
I'm glad we wore headgear.
No, I am too. I don't care. Like
We're still getting punched.
yes,
But
but you'll notice some of the other fighters were bleeding out of their nose and their eyes and stuff like that. And if you see their faces after the fight, they're all swollen and stuff. Me and you, the days after the fights, we were fine.
I didn't-
appearance wise.
oh, here we go.
Arms. Thank you, Moist Charlie. I'm glad you understand how hard it is to get those arms that big.
Too bad because he's getting it anyway. Wow.
A lot of people are very, very excited to see you fight today. Everybody knows you're going to go out there and you're absolutely going to destroy this guy. What do you think?
See, they put my channel as my name. I literally have one video,
YouTube channel DJ Welch.
12,000 followers.
Also, I believe that J needs to be capitalized.
Yeah, yes, it does.
You're not an actual
I'm not
DJ.
a DJ, guys. But yeah, like I literally have one video on my personal channel.
It's of you working out, right?
Yes, we did a short video and like
Yeah.
nothing else happens there. And I'm like,
That's funny.
12.5 follower. Dude, come on, guys. Come on.
You know, you heard it here first, folks. Find him at DJ Welch on YouTube.
No, don't follow.
Animators versus games. Animators versus games.
Oh, man.
We must know that now.
Absolutely going to destroy this guy. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna do pretty good. I'm hoping.
I'm hoping.
But you're going to hit him hard, right? As hard as you possibly can. He's not even going to be able to know what's going to hit him.
I'm gonna hit him appropriately hard. Yes.
Appropriately.
So
is,
courteous.
Just like 2
Dude, I didn't know what I was saying at all.
One halftime.
Like I'm more nervous to do these things than the fight.
Yeah.
Look, man, go out there and kick some ass.
No, this
Like you could
this is nerve-wracking. Like this experience where it's like
yes.
the interview part where it's
Yes.
like, okay, this stays.
You're asking me to be
stays forever.
funny right before I go fight in my underwear.
You were wearing underwear?
No, yeah, no.
Like look at
My
this
coach,
fucking
Larry.
view when you come out. Like it's hard to describe, DJ,
Yeah,
to anyone who hasn't experienced this what it's like.
which is most of y'all.
Most people have not experienced this. This is so surreal. Oh, I love that. That's my favorite part of your walkout. What's that? What was that woo? Was that just like
I'm just
look
having
at
a good
this?
time. Woo! Yeah, let's go.
That's how I felt on the inside walking out.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at people with like signs with my name on them and shit.
Nice.
Like I've never experienced this ever.
And it's still not guaranteed they will make it home safe. I mean, you have
I'm just
Erik
looking
up there
for
after
people. Like I was looking for my mom. My mom was
Yeah.
there.
Your mom was sitting right next to my friend Aiden.
Skip
the tutorial.
That's great because they were like calming her down during the fight.
Yeah, he was very sweet. Yeah.
Left to be said.
Here we go. These boys are big. I'm expecting
These boys are big.
boys.
Our first heavyweight
Yeah, we
fight
just
on
do.
the night, guys.
Everybody's doing their critical impression the entire time. No offense to Charlie.
Yeah,
but
no,
it's just-
Charlie,
It's a funny
dude.
impression to do.
Follow me on Twitter, bro. What's up? You want to get these arms going?
Right there, boom. That's when it became real. That hit.
Big shove from Erik.
in tight, short punches.
So I backed off here because I'm used to like pros getting me off of them. But
Yeah.
after I kind of hit you a couple times, I kind of realized I could just kind of keep moving forward.
Good movement here from Erik.
I like when we both did the same thing right there.
Yeah.
We kind of both like did the same step.
Right about. I don't want to be the like a pausing
No, it's
constantly throughout it, but there's like just catching up on what we've seen. One thing that you did that I didn't see in any of the fights. Well, I mean, like some of these fights I did see it, but it might have been from someone like me who was inexperienced. But I never saw this in any of the sparring of the pros that I saw or any of the fights that I watched. Was you did a little more like grappling stuff.
I do.
Like you.
I do that a lot.
And you brought that up when we were talking about it afterwards too. You would do this thing where you kind of like hooked my arms, and I knew that this was legal. I just never like tried it, but once you started doing it, I was like, oh fuck, okay, I gotta like find a way to like free my arms up because you were kind of like, you were like,
I basically like grapple, get
Push
arm
my
hooks,
arms down.
and then hit you.
Yeah.
And like it wouldn't work with a lighter fighter. Like if I was a
Right.
smaller fighter, like in more my weight class, which would be like 150, it wouldn't work. But because my arms are so big,
Yeah.
I can hit pretty hard just from how heavy my arms are without putting my weight behind it. So I can like hook your arm and just bam, 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 and
it
just
was
hammer you.
like it was like an Elden Ring boss like pulling a move out that you've never seen before or something like that. Where it's like, oh fuck, he's moving my arms away. I was like, shit, I thought I was safe just doing that.
I actually like in the sparring, there was a couple times that I got some pretty big compliments from professionals, which was I was really strong and I could like get them in a corner and like just kind of manipulate them, and they're like super hard to deal with. And then I actually had a guy that I did really good against, and he actually left the match. Then like a week later, he actually trained for me. And what my coach actually said, if you have a professional fighter changing their techniques to deal with you, you're fine.
That's great.
And that's when every aspect of like any worry I had disappeared.
What made you go after that particular tactic? Because it's just not something that I've seen a lot at all. Like just like actually moving the other person's arms down.
Yeah, like so like half my technique is like at the way my coach taught me is like I'm always hitting. Like I'm just coming from weird angles. So it makes you turtle up, right? And then when I see you turtle up, I just literally grab your arm and I'll hit you. And then I'll pivot off of there. So even if you had something to come back with me, I'm now on your side.
Yeah.
And then I'd move your hands again and hit you really hard. And then I'm now no longer in a position that could get hurt either. So I would just do that to professionals, and they'd be like, oh, and they were good enough to like bob, weave, and then keep me off of them. Worked really well.
That fucking rules. The thing I got complimented on, not many things.
We all
The
have
one
our like
thing
bag of
that
tricks.
I kept getting complimented on was that I was surprisingly hard to hit. I would,
which I could tell that you knew that was a go-to move.
Yeah.
Because when we would talk, you're like, I'm good at not being there, at least.
Yeah. I was able to, like, I had a pretty good sense of whoever I was sparring's reach.
Yeah.
So I knew where their fist was going to end up, and I would put my nose right here.
That's good.
So that I still had enough room to come in with a jab or whatever. But you knew that.
Yeah.
And, oh, boy, did you punish me for it.
I did. I also knew that, and I
couldn't shake you. It was impossible.
And also it's tough, too, because it's deceptive, is even though I'm apparently 5'8", my arm reach is 6'2". I have like an insane.
How the hell does that work?
I have insanely long arms, and I did never want you to know that or anyone to know that.
You want me to cut this out of the podcast for your next opponent?
I'm okay now that we're like done. But
they
like,
should measure wingspan.
Yes,
of
because it
fighters.
doesn't technically matter how tall you are.
Your
your
reach is
arms
probably
is,
longer
like,
than mine. Then
it is. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
I was longer than most of the heavyweight that I fought, but torso length does help, right? You can like lean in with your torso, and like that adds a little bit. But if I'm just going to your body, I can reach you, and you can't reach me sometimes.
Wow. There was one element that I think completely fucked me, which was it took me about 30 seconds to be like, for it to register
what we were doing,
that this is actually it. Like, this is the one. There's no
redos,
take backs.
Yeah.
Like, you can't rewind it and do over. This isn't like sparring anymore. This is the fight. And I think in my head, I was so like, I think being nervous would have helped.
Because then you would have come out harder.
I almost went in there to get beat up a little bit. And
okay.
it took that first round for me to be like, okay, fucking do this, Erik. Like do it. Like, you got to show off what you learned. And that's not to say I didn't try as hard as I could.
No, I totally get what you're saying, because like so many people, especially in heavyweights, but like so many people come out the first round with the, pedal to the metal, with all gassed up because they're, the adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
And then they're done by the second round, which is the biggest worry. I knew that from like past competition of like physical fights, I don't get really nervous, and I know I usually overperform. I'm like, there's a couple types of like fighters. There's some people who go super hard in the gym, but they never really show up for the real fight because they get nervous or they're too in their head. I'm the opposite. As good as I am in the gym, which is like, I don't care about how good I am in the gym, I'm always better when it comes to like the actual time to
Right. You have that stored, like set aside. Yeah. You're ready to unlock it.
I'm every sparring.
That's a technique. I mean, that's something that I'm sure a lot of these guys that were training for 5 months, 4 or 5 months, were like, they probably had a level of that too. Like the amount of heart in like Ryan and Alex's fight.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
There was no moment where I thought either of them were being the way I just described myself feeling. Like,
I bet you if we talk to them, they probably like say that they woke up a little bit in the first hard hit to the head, because I think Ryan got more aggressive as the rounds continued. Like, almost like he got hit and he got knocked down a couple times, but he actually started getting more.
It almost looked like he got
closer.
Like, yeah.
Like it started to look like in the beginning it was like Alex was dominating, and then like it slowly towards the end, you're like, they're kind of close.
There was like I could see sort of not autopilot, but just like nothing stopping me right now. Yeah. Like the sort of this unstoppable.
Break my arm, I don't give a shit.
Let's go. Exactly.
It went beyond
like if the ref tried to stop it, they would fight him.
Yeah, I hit the ref at one point.
Oh, you did?
I did.
In this?
Yes. I'll show you.
I had no idea.
I'll show you.
With a punch?
I did, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Hitting everybody. Get out of my way.
I can't wait. I had no fucking clue.
Yeah,
You've been saving this for the podcast. Yeah. You didn't say shit about that when we were talking on Discord. All right, let's this is 30 seconds in. I'm fucked up right now. It's a half minute in. I'm rocked. Those first couple punches, I saw stars every time. That one saw stars. That one saw stars. That one, all those. And I'm just like, oh God, like I need to work this out.
So in fighting, in sparring, I hurt my shoulders pretty bad.
Yeah, you were saying your shoulder was fucked up after the fight too.
Both of them I hurt like the first week of hitting mitts. So I didn't really hit mitts that much during all of my training. No heavy bag, no mitts. I worked on footwork, head movement, and hitting certain ways, because
it's very impressive.
And then when
punches were great.
Fought you, I knew I hit hard already because I had people telling me. But when I fought you, I was just like, I'm now going to throw uppercuts and other things because I don't care if I get hurt. But like,
of course,
up till then,
you wouldn't feel it anyway in the fight. Nah. You're going to get what you need to win. But yeah, so here's me stumbling around. You drop me in a second here, I think.
Yeah, the commentators are actually right. Why I can get in on you is because I was getting past your jab. That right there, that was your uppercut.
That uppercut, yeah. Apparently, I didn't know this, but that was like the biggest weakness of your headgear. specifically. Mine had a little strap.
You have like these two things around here that protect you from uppercuts. Mine just kind of goes right here. You can get my
Yours
chin.
was like good on nose protection. Like there was no way I was going to hurt your nose with that thing on.
Good.
But your chin, I
actually got bloody mouths pretty regularly.
If I had thrown a couple more of those, God willing.
Yeah. I mean, anything. We're heavyweights, man.
Yeah.
Like if you turned over your punch correctly and you got me clean, regardless of if it's here or here.
I think you're about to knock me on my ass right here.
You got me with that cheeky uppercut.
I love that.
Right hand.
I snuck. I almost hit you again.
Oh, will you please point out when you hit the ref? Do you know exactly when it is?
I do.
So,
but I stopped. I think a lot of boxers just hit you.
Oh yeah,
like they just keep going. But I
Not
saw
that I
you were
would've
down
known.
and then I stopped.
like first of all, I can tell you exactly what was going through my head this entire fight, and it all boils down to this is fucking awesome.
Really,
that was all I was thinking the entire
Nice.
fight.
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy, and in my head, I'm like the whole time I know I'm getting my ass kicked, and like I'm just there like I'm like holy shit, if this is the ticket to ride, then it's completely worth it.
Most of the time, I was just like, "What the hell are we all doing? This is so crazy." We're all like so unathletic and like just showing up to be like. We went from telling dick jokes on YouTube to now we're like fighting in front of 10,000 people for charity. Like
I can only speak for myself, obviously, especially when it comes to combat sports, and my experiences with them, which is the one. I was like, this actually does feel like a proper culmination of the work.
Yeah.
It's easy to do all that training and all that shit and feel like you got robbed in some way, or feel like you didn't get to show enough, or you didn't do this and you didn't do that, and you beat yourself up over it because it's such a short period of time that you have to utilize all of the shit you've learned. And for me, this was the perfect culmination. And I don't know what it would have taken for me to be unhappy. Let me put it that way.
Me too.
I think if like right out of the
it would
gate,
have been right here if you would have gone down right here and not
gotten back up.
But like,
by the way,
Erik,
I got kind of addicted to getting back up.
Really?
When you get back up, everybody cheers really loud,
amazing.
and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a scene out of Rocky.
Everyone wants you to get up. You're the underdog.
Everybody's
you've established.
happy when you get back up.
But yeah, I think I got you with a sneaky left.
It was, you know what that one was? Yeah, it was. That.
I hit you with this, and then you didn't even like. I hit this one behind me, and then I went bink.
Yeah, it was the amount too. Like my body kind of got overloaded, and my legs gave out.
Was this when you said? No, I don't think.
No, it was at the beginning of the second round. At this
point, time I got to do a little bit of head movement into an uppercut.
That grappling shit. That's what you're talking about. You're doing right there,
I'm
right?
locking down one arm, and then when you start kind of coming back, I hug you. I'm like, okay, you're actually getting some hits in.
I like that we got a hug in there,
and then I hit the ref right there.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah,
oh my god!
Because like I'm actually used to like when I'd hug pros, I'd actually start working them because I'm relaxing.
Shit. There was a little bit like my body asked for permission to go limp, and I kind of just gave it to it.
Yeah,
I kind of just gave it permission to go limp.
Yeah.
My body was like, "We want to lay down now," and I was like, "Well, you can if you want." Oh wait, no, it's a boxing match. Normally, I don't question that.
Yeah. Normally, it's lay down time.
That's me talking to Mike, and I'm going to Mike. I'm like, I'm not going to make it the whole fight. I'm like, because like I was doing this a lot. You'll probably see it.
Yeah,
I'm doing this, and like one eye is significantly fucked up.
Really,
in terms of like my vision.
Yeah,
and the other one's moving.
Oh, so you can't even see right now.
My brain colliding with my skull, like I've seen a lot of stars. So I'm like kind of working through that. I'm like, all right, at what point is this like actually dangerous? Because I know DJ doesn't want to hurt me.
Do not.
And I would never put him in that position where he's got to deal with like
I don't want the
Erik in the hospital or something like that.
Do not want that ramifications on
so
like killing
I was
you.
like trying to be hyper aware of my state.
Thank you.
And
but I like the whole time I was super proud of you, but like I wasn't trying to knock your head off.
Oh yeah.
I was. Like Erik's mom was in the crowd. I could not take like if I actually like hurt you in any way or left you with any long lasting damage.
I wouldn't have let that happen. I would have stayed down. I wasn't there to like do prideful shit. I wasn't there to like get turned into hamburger meat. All right, this is where I say you hit really hard,
and we both laugh and giggle, and then we fist bump. I laughed.
Here we go, round number 2.
Like, wait, yeah, you don't hit you. I nodded there. I was like, good job, man.
That must have been it. Yeah.
I was like, you hit me in the body there. And this is what that's once I'm on the side like that, like where I'm just hitting you, I'm safe.
And that
Unless
knee
you
was
can
also
get away.
involuntary. I didn't mean to do that. That was like that. I kind of caught myself on the knee there.
I'm ready to see something pretty.
But this is when you say that line, and we both laugh.
Because DJ has taken that.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're smiling. You hit really hard, man.
And I'm telling you right now, it's
Thanks.
when you're in there, and I think Erik is finding that out. But
So like right now, I'm just off the gas. I'm just like I'm not seeing anything out of you that really needs me to
right hand from
block.
Erik
So I'm just like, okay, let's just wait.
and we
Take some
slowed the
breaths,
pace just
and
a little
then
bit, which you expected
I hit you in the body there.
These guys are
Yeah.
just gonna knock down to
It was to me.
And again, DJ just pulls his
Oh, this is where I go through the ropes.
That left hook a
This is
little
the hardest I think I hit you. This
Yeah,
one
yeah,
right
yeah. You
here,
hear
right
that
here.
noise?
That one right there.
Oh,
And I
okay.
just- like I don't even need to hit you in the head. I just hit you like in this area, in the throat,
knockdown rule.
chest.
At this point, I knew that I was gonna throw in the towel,
Okay.
Probably what we're looking for.
and it was just about like, all right, let's just see if I can
Survive.
give a little business before the bell rings, and then in the last 10 seconds of the round, we just kind of circle each other.
Yeah, I'm not gonna chase you because I don't know. In my head, like you could come back the third one, so I can't
I can't.
throw out the gas. You know.
I'm like hanging on for dear life at this point.
Big jab from DJ.
I just didn't want to.
Erik, you can't afford to go down one more time in this round. Our 3 knockdown.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, if I had
Yeah.
gone down one more time.
It would have been over anyway. But now I'm like, these are all like, even though they look hard, I'm just touching you.
DJ's, I think, content with leading
Yeah, right here.
round
And I'm like, ah, it's fine.
I considered that mercy.
Yeah, it was both. I didn't want to chase you down and keep you going the whole round, but also I have to think about the third round. Like if I keep coming after you and waste all the rest of my energy in the second round, and you get a second wind after you get off that chair, and I'm tired still, like maybe you recover faster than me or something. I don't know.
No, there was no second one coming.
Yeah, but I don't know that. you
Yeah,
know?
I'm just doing a quick little mental
Yeah.
audit right here. No.
From Erik.
Yeah, what's Mike saying to you?
He's telling me to throw more uppercuts,
Smart.
and I'm saying I'm done.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm like, it's over.
My coach is telling me to now start switching it up to the body because you're getting more tired. So, like, you could see me and my coach talking right here. You'll see him, like, touching my head, then going to the body. Look at Wubby in the background.
I know, that's great.
So my coach is like, head, body. Need to start switching it up. Like, don't hit us hard and just kind of keep moving now. So, like, the next rounds, we're going to probably increase in the amount of times I would hit you. Like, I would start hitting you even more, but lighter, but just more.
I probably would have gone down all 3 times. I think I would have got knocked down 3 times in the third round, and it would have just been over. And
You don't know.
It probably would have just been less healthy for me.
That, yes.
I was having trouble defending myself. That was when I clocked it, where I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't go another round.
As you get tired, like, what's weird is, like, in boxing, 2 things hurt. The punch you don't see and when you're gassed.
Mhm.
When you're gassed, like, literally someone can just tap you in the face, and you're like, oh, my God, I can't stand up because I'm so tired.
It was such a unique experience to be on the receiving end of that. I don't know if you ever got it that bad in sparring.
Yeah.
But fuck.
It sucks.
Whew. Who do you want to fight next?
There's a couple of animators that, but and he's just like, they're small. I'm like, they're taller than me. I guarantee it.
Mhm.
I'm not that tall, guys. I'm a pretty small dude. But yeah, I haven't thought about any specific names yet.
I mean, also there's a long road.
Yeah,
To get there. If people are just training, they'll get paired up later.
exactly.
We were there to entertain. I think the next one is probably going to be a lot more serious, I would have to imagine.
For me or you?
For everyone, for audience expectations, for Ian
Yeah.
and Easton, now that they've got one under their belt.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I assume they're going to have a lot of us Gen 1ers in there, and then they're going to sprinkle in even more bigger creators because I know they got hit up by everyone. Are you up to having like them pitch you new fighters? Like you're not going to be as quick to like just say yes this time because
I won't be as quick to say yes.
yeah, like
it
'cause I was the same. I literally said yes a week before I even knew I was fighting you. I could have been against Harley or some giant.
I don't even think they finished saying your name, and I said yes.
Me too.
I just right away was like, oh, you found me an opponent.
Yeah.
Then it's a yes.
It's the dance partner
Yeah.
that you have, like that makes the fight kind of interesting.
Well, I'm so glad that you were my opponent, and it was my honor to be yours.
Yes.
What a fun, unforgettable night.
Dude, I was so happy like at the end of this because I think you were one of the few people who lost but still stayed and like talked with Chills.
Oh, you mean after the fight?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, they handed me the mic.
No, and it was great.
I think that's queued up. Oh, yeah. Look at my fucking eyes when they raise your hand. Look at my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm doing the thing, and I didn't even realize I was doing it, but I'm like checking to see
like what's different.
My vision. Yeah.
He came forward. He got in the face of the inexperienced guy. Again, that MMA background coming into play a little bit.
You see my eyes?
Yeah.
2 minutes in the second round.
Yeah, you're doing a Popeye type.
Yeah,
deal.
yeah. That's
Welch.
hell yeah. Oh, you look so happy, man.
I was pretty happy.
What is going through your mind right now?
See, I should have said I'm going to Disney World here. I didn't. That's what I'm saying. I'm so happy you stayed because you're so good on the mic.
I was gonna come back because I was getting gassed. Is there anything you want to say to Erik?
I couldn't think of anything, but I love that you said yes.
Absolutely.
And the crowd.
Got to.
Yeah, the crowd.
How are you gonna let them down?
Now, DJ.
I was lying. I was absolutely
I didn't
lying.
really want to fight again. I don't know what I was saying, man.
Just give them what they want,
Yeah.
man.
How was the transition over to boxing?
Oh, it was super weird.
My parents actually got mad at Dylan
Oh,
for
really?
asking this, and they're like, they're making it sound like you're like a professional
That's fair.
fighter, and I'm like,
Of
no,
course. That's what a parent does, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, you're not.
I was freaking out the whole time.
But also, like, everybody's got their stat sheets and, like, you
Yeah.
know, little write-ups and stuff, so they see that. They're like,
I was,
okay.
Yeah, I was actually explaining to my parents. I'm like, I went to lunch with Dylan because
In practice, I fought a
he
lot of
did
great people.
Muay Thai. So me and him were talking about like our MMA stuff.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he wanted
Yeah.
to ask me about that. It wasn't like he was.
On the inside, I knew I could
He wasn't trying to make it sound like that. He was just like, oh, we bonded over this. Let's talk
Yeah,
about it.
the last thing that you want it to look like is that an experienced fighter
Yeah.
showed up and then
And beat.
creamed the 37-year-old.
Yeah. And
Non-athletic
I
man.
didn't realize that it was coming off that way until I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Guys, I haven't fought in like over.
I caught that. I was like,
No, you
I'm
did.
I'm not gonna let people think that fucking DJ's been like secretly training with Steven Seagal this whole time.
That's
or
how
something like
good
that.
you are at on the mic. Is you can be severely concussed and just get punched like 30 times in the head and still have like the understanding of like what's going on socially.
I record most of my videos drunk, so
Wow.
it's pretty easy.
Because like you like without you being like, nah, dude, DJ had 5 weeks.
Yeah,
like I would have
yeah.
been like I watched it again. I was like, oh, dude, I sound like a guy who just like.
Champion. He had 5 weeks. 5 weeks to prepare for this. I've been training since February. In the first round, I knew I was going to lose.
Also
And I'm-
funny.
I'm man enough to admit that.
And you got your slogan in there
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the soy. Dude, you're so good.
I had to.
Fighting soy
See,
boy.
like I didn't compliment you like on like I. There's so many things I wanted to say as opposed to being like, why are we talking about MMA? Like the thing I've never done, like, really.
What if I was like, this fucking guy's been training in MMA his whole life. I barely know what I'm doing.
Look at his stupid arms.
That's why he won. It's not.
Can you push me?
Start the clock back up.
Redo it.
Yeah, and then I
Redo it.
throw up on the mat.
You fall asleep.
Yeah, I just fall over. The ref comes and like counts it. I love that I got the soy boy joke
That was
in there.
good.
I'm a fighting soy boy, and sometimes we
Because
lose.
we lose. So dumb. It made me laugh. And then like I like when we at the end you raise my hand and I push you and I like raise your.
always win.
Yeah.
That guy with the fucking thing. That guy got a box of merch, by the
Hell
way.
yeah, dude. And I love that you're like, oh, me?
Yeah, yeah. It's so much fun. And then when I got out of the ring, I yelled, Adrian!
As you see, folks, hard
Well,
fought.
I think before we wrap up, I don't really have anything. Again, this podcast we're like in basically just a blank room. I put this shit here like 10 minutes before DJ showed up. I don't know what this podcast is going to be. What this particular piece of video is me sitting down with my new friend DJ, who we fought.
We did.
We fought each other. We punched each other.
We fought each other with love.
He knocked me down with punches.
With love still.
So, DJ, I only have one question left to ask you. What should I name my podcast?
Is that the question or is that the name of the podcast?
Tune in next time when I interview a cop. Finally turning the tables on them.
Got you in the room. Put the light on them.
We're taking this podcast on the road. I'm going to put some lights on top of my Chevy Cavalier and going to pull over some cops.
Woo!
What if you ran at a cop wearing boxing gloves?
They'd shoot me.
Would they see that as a threat?
They would.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Do not run a police officer wearing boxing gloves. Animators versus games.
Yeah, Animators vs. Games. Go check me out.
Yeah, go check them out. All right, bye, guys.
Love you.
Standing up because the fight is now. This is the glory day. I saw a boy on a mission. No time to hesitate. Climbing up the battle mountain. Friendship at the top.
Oh, hey, everybody. Future Fatter Erik here. Well, I hope you enjoyed that podcast. Now, I know that it's, just getting started, so we don't really have any sort of set decoration going on. We don't really have a title yet. But you know what we do have is the podcast up 1 week early at patreon.com/Commenticate. That's right. Over at patreon.com/Commenticate, you can get the podcast a week early, but that's not all we have up there. No, we also have exclusive sketches, access to the Discord, all this shit. There's a bunch of, I don't know. It's moving too fast on the screen. I can't keep track of all the shit that's on the Patreon because there's just too many things. So go sign up today, patreon.com/Commenticate. Thank you for watching.